Hi, my name is John Skiba. I'm a bankruptcy attorney here in the Phoenix area, and in this video I wanted to go over some of the basics of a Chapter 7 bankruptcy filing. I know most people are aware there are different kinds or chapters of bankruptcy. Specifically, Chapter 7 and 13 is what most consumers file when they're looking to file for bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, the first place where we start is really looking at what kind of debts you have. We look to see if you have any secured debts, like home loans, car loans, ATVs, boats, really anything with collateral or property attached to the loan. Then we look to see if you have any unsecured debts. These generally are credit cards, medical bills, judgments. There's also a subset of unsecured debts, taxes, and student loans. I'm not going to go over much of them today, but just generally taxes and student loans do not go away through the Chapter 7 bankruptcy process. Chapter 7 is great if you're trying to eliminate unsecured credit card type debts. If most of your debt is credit card related, medical bills, if you've had a credit card sue you and get a judgment against you, Chapter 7 is a pretty good route to go for eliminating those kind of debts. When it comes to secured debts, like your mortgage or your car loans, Chapter 7 really doesn't do a lot for those types of debts. The court takes a pretty hands-off approach. It says basically if you want to keep the house, if you want to keep the car, just go ahead and continue to make the payments on it. If for whatever reason you didn't want to keep the house or you didn't want to keep your car, you could go ahead and surrender it through the bankruptcy. Chapter 7 process is a relatively short process. It takes about 4 to 6 months from the day that your case is filed until you receive that discharge order from the judge. That's quick in federal court world. The other benefit is the complete discharge or elimination of most unsecured debts. Credit card debts, medical bills, judgments, those types of things are going to be eliminated completely through the Chapter 7 process. Again, taxes and student loans, they have their own special rules. Sometimes they can be eliminated, but generally it's safe to say that they will survive your bankruptcy case. The downsides to a Chapter 7 filing are it's essentially what we call a liquidating bankruptcy, where if you have assets that are not protected by Arizona's exemption laws, in a Chapter 7 filing, you can lose those assets. The court-appointed bankruptcy trustee can come and seize those assets, sell them, and provide the money to your creditors. That being said, most people who go through the Chapter 7 process do not lose a thing. The last numbers I heard, 94% of Chapter 7 filers do not lose any property through the bankruptcy process. The other hurdle you have to get over with the Chapter 7 filing is that you have to qualify for it. Some of you may have heard back in 2005, they amended the bankruptcy code. Made it a little bit more difficult for some people to file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. They look at your household size and your monthly income and compare that to the typical income for a family of your size in Arizona. So at the time that I'm making this video, for instance, a family of 2 in Arizona, the median income for that family is $4,700 per month, approximately. If you make more than $4,700 per month and you have a household size of 2, then you're likely going to have to file a Chapter 13 or some other chapter under the bankruptcy code. However, if you are at or even slightly above that number, you're going to be able to file a Chapter 7 case and get that discharge of the unsecured debt. As far as the process for filing a Chapter 7, most of the work, at least on your part, is done actually prior to us filing the bankruptcy case. We have to provide a lot of information to the bankruptcy court. Information on income, assets, your debts, financial transactions. A lot goes into a bankruptcy filing. Once we get all that information together, I prepare the bankruptcy petition, the schedules, the statements for you to review and to sign. Prior to filing your case with the court, however, you're required to do a credit counseling class. If you file bankruptcy through my office, this is all part of the package, and you will be able to do this online. It takes a little bit over an hour. It's generally not a big deal. It's just an informational class that you have to take prior to your case being filed with the court. Once we file your case with the court, That's when the court will issue an order. This order is called the automatic stay, and what it does is it stops all collection efforts against you. This means that your creditors can no longer sue you. They can't garnish your wages. They can't garnish your bank accounts. They can't even call you on the telephone or send you letters in the mail anymore. So everything all has to stop right at that point. All collection efforts against you have to stop. If you're having your wages garnished, this is a good reason to go ahead and get that bankruptcy filed. It'll stop that. It'll stop a foreclosure sale on a home, all those types of things. After the case is filed, there is one time when you have to go down to the courthouse. I go with my clients. It takes approximately 30 days after your case is filed. We're going to go down to the courthouse and meet with the trustee who's been assigned to your case. This is called the meeting of the creditors. It's really an opportunity for the bankruptcy trustee to talk with you about the information you provided the court in your bankruptcy petition and schedules. It's also an opportunity for your creditors to appear and ask you questions if they choose to do so. That being said, I would say in less than 1% of the cases do creditors actually appear to ask questions. It's unlikely that it's going to happen in your case. After the meeting of creditors is over, there is one more thing that you have to do, and that's a second credit counseling class. Again, with my office, that's done online, and it can be done in a couple of hours. The court will issue you your discharge order approximately 60 to 90 days after that meeting of creditors. So in total, from the day your case is filed until you get that discharge order is anywhere from 4, sometimes up to 6 months. But you will get that order, which essentially, for most purposes, ends your bankruptcy case and eliminates the debts. That's the general kind of big picture view of a Chapter 7 filing. I do free consultations to discuss your situation specifically. There are different factors that can add to the complexity and add some additional steps to what I've just gone over. But that's generally what a Chapter 7 bankruptcy looks like. I'd be happy to talk to you about your situation and see how I can help you in becoming debt-free. I can be reached at 480-420-4028, or you can reach me through my website at www.skibalaw.com. Thanks.